On Tuesday, January 2010, a powerful magnitude 7.0 earthquake struck the nation of Haiti, approximately 16 miles away from the capital city. The devastation from this disaster was immense. Hundreds of thousands lost their lives and over 250,000 residences were destroyed this year. Scale of the destruction is hard to comprehend, but can be partially blamed on the country's lack of adequate building code.
Paglihok sa atong kalibutan sa yuta or pwede siyata tuwing ikasadyan and violent shaking of the ground, sometimes causing great destruction as a result of movement within the earth's crust or volcanic unsa man ang atong angal nga buhaton kung naay linog nga mahitabo sa atong pwesto or sa atong lugar. Buhaton kay ang magda. Cover your head. Katulo, cover your head and find a strong surface underneath your body. Sa fire exit or na may mag-access sa mga rescue team, magsapalo lang ta sa ilang mga order.
Hi everyone, so now I am going to tackle what is flood. So a flood are the most frequent type of natural disasters and occur when an overflow of water submerges land that is usually dry. So floods are often caused by heavy rain, spring snowmelt, dam and levee failure, business and residential growth in flood areas. Also, there are factors contributing to flooding like rainfall intensity, rainfall duration, topography, soil conditions, and ground cover. So also I'm going to read the flood hazards. They are indicated here that heavy rainfall exacerbates problem with runoff, absorption, and flood control measures. Also, ravine flooding can inundate downstream areas. And in rocky and heavily paved areas, a lack of absorption can cause flash flooding too.
For the continuation of our discussions, now I'm going to discuss all about the flood prevention. So I'm going to mention some. First is afforestation. So this means greater interpretation or interception of flood water. Next is managed flooding. So what is managed flooding? So the river is allowed to flood naturally in places to prevent flooding in other areas. Okay, third one is planning. So these are the things I'm going to mention are the flood prevention. So planning for the third one. Local authorities introduce rules to control urban development near floodplains. So this reduces the change of flooding and the risk of damage to property. Okay, the next one is dam construction. So dams are often built along the course of a river. Water is held back by the dam and released in a controlled way. So this controls flooding. So water is usually stored in a reservoir behind the dam. So this water can then be used to generate hydroelectric power, so or for recreation purposes. So building a dam can be very expensive, but can also prevent our flooding. So next and the last is river engineering. So the river channel may be widened or deepened, allowing it to carry more water. The course of the river can also be altered. So after the flood prevention, we're gonna move to flood safety rules. So if flooding occurs, go to higher ground and avoid areas subject to flooding. So do not attempt to walk across flowing streams or drive through flooded airways. So if water rises in your home, before you evacuate, go to the top floor, attic, or alright. So next, again, for the flood safety rules, listen to a battery-operated radio for the latest storm information, this is very, very important. And turn off all utilities at the main power switch and close the main gas valve if advised to do so. So again, if you come into contact with flood waters, wash your hands with soap and disinfect it with water, of course.
Good day, everyone. Now we're going to discuss to you about the tsunami, together with Ms. Kate Minyosa and Shabil Liana. So what is tsunami? Tsunami is a long, high sea wave caused by landslide, earthquake, and other disturbances. So what will you do before the tsunami? First, find out if your home, school, workplace, or other frequently visited locations are in tsunami hazard areas. For high-risk areas, note the earthquake and tsunami plans for each location. Contact your municipality to know the risk, evacuation, and alerting system in your community. Know the sound of the alert and make sure all your family and familiar with it and what to do. Sign up for local alerts. Today, in connection to our situation during COVID-19 pandemic, also add hygiene items such as hand sanitizer and non-medical masks to your kit to keep your family safe during an evacuation. Oh, that's all the things that we're going to do before the tsunami. And now, let's proceed to the during the tsunami. So let's go during the tsunami. Since we are experienced an earthquake, we must perform the job, cover, and hold. And here are the things we know the sign of tsunami. First is following an earthquake, move quickly to higher ground away from the coast. In case of tsunami warning, be prepared, ready to evacuate the moment of notice. Second is follow posted evacuation. Where present, take your animals with you but do not delay your evacuation collective. And the next is, a tsunami is a series of waves that can continue for hours and next waves will be larger than a river. Do not assume that after one wave, the danger is over. You must take note of that. And the next is, if you cannot evacuate to higher ground, evacuate vertically to a higher floor of a roof or a tree or a ground floating options. It's done for the during. Let's go for the after.
So we are done with the before, the during, so let's proceed with the after. So after the tsunami, we continue to take precautions and listen to and follow directions from the local authorities. Be prepared for aftershocks, which could generate another tsunami. Return home only after local officials tell you it's safe. A tsunami is a series of waves that may continue for hours, so do not assume that after one wave that is danger is over. So the next wave may be larger than the first one, so expect Mudslides, contaminated water, mud flows, damaged bridges, buildings and roads, and other hazards. And only may cause severe required emergencies.
So that's all for the before, the during,
And after tsunami.
we hope you learned something. Thank you.